Despite the fact that after the outbreak of hostilities in the Donbas from the 15-strong Jewish community of Donetsk there were only 3,000, her life has not stopped, reports the Jewish Chronicle. Under the leadership of the Donetsk Rabbi Finehas Vyshechego community organized the evacuation of young families to the west, in the Kiev region. Some people also went to Israel and Germany. According to Vyshechego, were mostly elderly people who had no money or strength to travel. They all wanted to stay in their homes, despite everything. Free soup kitchen, which feeds about 150 people a day, says the rabbi. Actively working synagogue under the leadership of Rabbi Ari Schwartz, a native of Odessa branch of the American Jewish Joint Distribution Committee. According to political analyst Nick Butler, despite the fact that Ukraine has disappeared from the headlines, the situation in the country is far from stable, so it is impossible to be indifferent. As a result of the presidential election in late March, many of the achievements of recent years can be collapsed, and in the European gas market may occur unexpected changes, says Butler in an article for the Financial Newsbay. Describing the three main candidates, he notices that the popularity of the comedian Vladimir Zelensky is due to the fact that he is the new face in politics than his ideas or views. President Petro Poroshenko has positive experience of economic change, but could not finish the conflict with Russia, he continues. Yulia Tymoshenko, who has moved to the second position in the rankings, could still win the election, despite a history of abuse of power and resistance to many of the key reforms proposed by the IMF and the EU, the author notes. The lack of active support for Mr. Poroshenko with the West, despite its merit in preserving the independence of Ukraine in confrontation with Russia over the last 4 years, indicates that Tymoshenko's victory will be acceptable for both the United States and Europe, says Butler. Among the commentators of popular discussion platform Politico is ongoing controversy surrounding the presidential elections in Ukraine and the possibility of re-election of President Petro Poroshenko for a second term. In his opinion, the level of confidence in Poroshenko too high to guarantee him perbrany and, in case of victory, will not give him the opportunity to undertake real reform. Now it seems that Zelensky could become a ceremonial president, and the presidential candidate Yulia Tymoshenko prime minister. Of course it will create new problems. But it will also bring new opportunities for Ukraine and its relations with the West, writes Nagila. When unmanned capsule Crew Dragon private company SpaceX successfully returned to Earth last week, aboard was not a passenger, namely soft toys in the name of the Earth, in the form of our planet with legs and hands, according to Daily Mail. Earthy became the fourth member of the crew of the islands, from time to time with accessories that are themselves the astronauts, as regularly reported in social networks Anne McCain and David Senchuk, who are now at the station. As it turned out, Earthy on board there is a furry friend, or rather girlfriend, in the name of Paxi, who represents the European Space Agency. A couple noticed on the pictures of the astronauts during the candlelight dinner with a package of shrimp.